All right, so now we're going to take the approach that the lead has come in via Boomtown. You didn't add them on your own, not an open house sphere or something like that. This is an organic lead that came in online. So someone went and registered on your site, okay? So you see they show up here in your new, okay? They're going to show up in your lead center on their new. Now, don't be confused by the names just because of how we're using this for an example. This is the lead that just came in, and you can see latest communication, none. No calls, no emails, no texts. Last visit, 2 minutes ago. You see they're not on a drip. There's no to-do set. There's no e-alert set. But they visited once, and they looked at 5 properties. 170K was the average price. They registered 2 minutes ago. Here's the agent, you. And then you can see they were automatically assigned to a lender in our lender rotation. Okay? So, go ahead.
It's back to just the video of you again.
Oh, thank you for pointing that out.
But I am tracking on everything that you just said.
Let me just get to the right thing, so. All right, apologies for that. You got that?
I got it. Yep.
Okay. So we're going to go in the lead now that we've got a brand new lead. And here's the thing. When you get an organic lead like that comes in, statistics show 5 minutes of contact is best. So you want to reach out right away, okay? Make sure your settings up here, which you can edit in the top right-hand corner on your profile right here. Make sure they're set to email, text, everything so you get the notifications right away. Make sure you have your Boomtown app downloaded and you're logged into that so you can get notifications from that too. So again, we're going to pretend it was an organic lead. It just came in. When they register because of a Boomtown ad, it'll say Boomtown right here. So you'll know that. The reason it happened is because you went directly to the site that way. But again, your name, phone number, email address. New, we want them out of this category right away. So what's the first step that we do? We're going to call them and reach out, right? But we want to take note of a couple of things because they registered and they've already been looking. We've got some great data to prepare ourselves for making that call. So it's not a cold call because you're not reaching out to them out of the blue. They initiated the contact by registering on the website, right? So you can see great information here. There are 4 qualification questions, which you should be referencing when you call, okay? Remember LP Mama. So we've got their timeline. They say 1 to 3 months. Fantastic. You bet I want to talk to them now. They don't have a home to sell. Well, we'd love to help them sell a home if they did, but that's great. That means they can make a decision quicker. They're already pre-approved. Fantastic. That means they have really started to make the effort. They didn't answer the agent question. That's okay. We're going to get that question answered. Now, before we call them, we also notice that there's some activity up here. So let's click on this property tab right here to see what they've looked at. All right, fantastic. It looks like they were just looking at land. So whether they're looking at land or homes or whatever, you'll see it here, and you can reference that when you call them. So you can see, you know, by and large, from 127 up to 225, it looks like they're looking for acreage, whether it be 6 or up to 90. So they're looking for land for some reason. All right, so now you got a better idea of what you want to have a conversation with them about. So this can go a couple of different ways, obviously, because we don't know if they're going to answer the call. You're going to pick up the phone and call. Now, Dustin, we're going to do a script for everybody here just to pretend. So pretend I'm calling you, and don't be too hard on me, okay? Let's let this go pretty well so it's helpful as far as a conversation. It's not a non-starter. We'll deal with objections later on, okay? So ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, is this Dustin?
It is.
Hey, Dustin, this is Doug Yopp from the Ocean Air Realty. How are you today?
I'm good, Doug. How are you?
I'm doing great. I appreciate you asking that. I wanted to give you a quick call. You might not have been waiting by the phone for somebody to call, but I noticed you just registered on my website and that you were looking at some properties in eastern North Carolina, Castle Hayne, Rocky Point, Tarboro, from say 6 acres up to 90. Tell me what motivated you to get on the website and start searching.
Well, I'm just looking for a nice piece of property that that I can own and potentially build a house on it and definitely do some hunting.
Oh, fantastic. So you want some space to spread out a little bit.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, I noticed you also answered a few pre-qualification questions for me, and thanks. That helps a lot. It said that your timeline is 1 to 3 months. It looks like you're ready to make something happen.
I am. I went ahead and got pre-approved, and now I'm looking to go ahead and pull the trigger on a piece of property.
That's fantastic. I saw that you had gotten pre-approved. If you don't mind me asking, who is your lender that you're planning on using?
I went with guaranteed rate.
Okay, fantastic. One of our preferred lenders is actually with guaranteed rate. It might be the same guy. We can talk about that a little bit more. I also noticed that you said you don't have a home to sell. Where are you living now?
I live in Hubert. I have a house here that I own.
Okay, but based on your pre-approval, you don't need to sell it to buy what you're looking to do next?
Right.
That's great. It puts you in a great situation to make a decision as soon as you see the one you're ready on, right?
Absolutely.
I also noticed that you didn't answer a question about, do you have an agent? Are you currently working with another agent? I just have to ask so I don't get in trouble with my license.
No, I'm not.
Well, fantastic. Of the 5 properties that you looked at, is there one in particular that stands out most so I can get some more information on?
I think the one in Laurel Hill. I think it's 0 Sneedtown Road.
Got you right here. So that was the one that it's listed for 127.5, almost 70 acres.
Yep, that's it.
Have you taken a chance to maybe drive by or anything, or is this the first time you've seen it?
This is the first time that I've seen it.
All right. Well, how's your schedule look this afternoon? I've got some availability then, or I'm open all day tomorrow. Why don't we meet out there, get a chance to get a little bit better acquainted, and I can bring you some more info on the property, see if it makes sense for you.
Sure. I'm free around 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock works. Let me make the request, and I'll plan to meet you there, and I'll text you if that's okay, just to confirm we got it taken care of.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Any other questions or things I can do for you at this point?
Nope, that's all I got.
All right. Well, give me just a few minutes to set up that request, and I'll get right back to you with the details.
Perfect.
Fantastic. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
So kind of makes sense with what I'm doing there.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that's what really happened, we're going to go here and we're going to log the call.
Right.
All right. Talk to prospect. Had a great convo. Owns home. Doesn't need to sell. Pre-approved. All right. And then I might put, you're always going to want to let the lender know that you've tried to make contact or you've made contact, because our lenders are free to reach out after we've made initial contact. We ask them to give us 24 hours to do that. So it's very important that when someone new comes on that's assigned to a lender, that you let them know that we've reached out, and you put notes in here that's helpful for them.
Okay.
And then you're going to set the to-do, you know, come down here, showing 0 Sneedtown Road. Specific time, you know, 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Save, and then that's going to show up here, and then you're good to go.
Okay.
Makes sense with all that?
It does. So let's say that this was a real life situation and he says, you know, I'm looking for a place that to eventually build a house. Is that something that we would say, oh, I know a builder whenever you get ready to that point? Or
Absolutely. And that's why you see what I did. I closed for the appointment first.
Right. And then that's follow on.
Correct. Once you get in front of them, you can start really getting into detail about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're just trying to get from point A to point B, which is in front of them.
100%. The biggest, most important thing that we want to do after we know that they're not under agency with another agent is get in front of them. We're all 100% better in front of them. It allows us to begin to build a relationship and build some rapport. It's a lot harder to tell somebody no in person than it is over the phone as far as working with them and allowing them to help you. So it's always closed for the appointment.
Right. Yeah.
Now, let's role play that didn't go so well, or that I didn't get you. Okay? So we would save this and then move forward like this. And then you see your notes in here, you got the to-do set, and then we're going to move to hot. Okay?
Yeah.
Because we know that they're ready and we're ready to move forward. Okay? Now, I'm going to reset really quickly. I can't move it back to new, but let's pretend I didn't reach them. Okay? So I'm going to go in here and say call attempt, left message, you notify the lender there, and then, there are really no notes because you left a message.
Right. And now, as far as notifying the lender, would we be able to notify the lender, or who would we be notifying? Because since we didn't get to talk to them.
You still want to let the lender know that you reached out. That gives them the go ahead to reach out on their own as well and make contact.
Okay. But what I'm saying is that how do we know what lender to send it to?
Is the one that's assigned to them.
Okay.
It's not going to give you the option to notify a lender if you don't have an assigned lender.
Right. Because on mine, it didn't. So whenever I logged in, it didn't give me the agency question. And let's see, go back to it. It didn't ask me if I was working with the agent, and it just said, are you pre-approved? So I just clicked pre-approved, but it didn't ask me to say who I was pre-approved with.
It doesn't do that.
Okay.
That's just to give you a heads up about how serious they are.
I gotcha. Okay.
And there's no way for them to put in the lender they're already working with.
Yeah.
So this just lets you know that you can, for the one that you talk to, you might have also put the note pre-approved with another lender. We'll keep you posted and try and get them to connect with you.
Okay.
If you don't reach them, then you're going to log the call as left message and just notify the lender so they see that you didn't reach them, but that you tried to, and save it. And then you don't need to set a to-do for a new lead, okay? For a lead that you didn't talk to. And here's why. We're going to move them to qualify.
Okay.
And that starts the automatic drip and reach out campaign. Okay? Now, the drip is composed of emails, automated text, and your to-dos.
Right.
Your calls. And that's what's going to show up here to help you with your prospecting. Now, once we move someone to qualify, two things are going to happen. You're going to first come and start a drip for them. Okay? So you're going to go to add plan, and you're going to use the buyer qualify generic plan. Okay? Buyer qualify plan generic, just because your video isn't set up yet.
Okay.
And everyone will use the generic until we get their bio video up and make their own drip. You see, like the other agents have here.
Right. Okay.
Now, if you call and you can tell it's a landline because it rings and nobody ever picks up, or it doesn't go to voicemail, or if it gets a home phone and you know what those voicemail machines sound like, you're going to make note of that, okay? Because we have a specific drip. This is if we know it's a mobile phone and their email address is good, okay? If their email address is bad, this is going to be red. If their phone is bad when you call and it's disconnected, or if you hear somebody else's number on the line, name on the voicemail, you're going to mark it as bad.
Okay.
If it's a home phone, you're going to mark it as a home phone. If both of those are good, mobile and email, you're going to use the buyer qualify plan. If it's a bad or home phone, you're going to use this one. Sorry, home phone. Got it?
Okay.
If it's bad email, you're going to use this one. And this is why. Our qualify plan, this one, has call, text, and email components to it. If they have a bad email address, well, we've moved that information to text. If it's not a mobile number, then we've moved that stuff to email.
Right.
If it's bad email and phone number, then we just move them to trash.
Okay.
Trash is only for people that we have bad email and bad phone number.
Okay.
Otherwise,
how would we move that to trash back up here on the
back at the top?
Okay. Yeah.
You just move to trash here. But once we get someone in qualified, that's only for people who were new, that came in organically, that we can't assign a time frame for. We can't say hot, nurture, or watch because we haven't talked to them, regardless of what this says.
Yeah.
If you haven't talked to them, they go and qualify.
Right.
And then we move to the appropriate drip. So we know this is a good number. because we're pretending we reached out, but we didn't get them. We know it's a good number. We're moving to bad, qualify, generic. You have to do that on your own, okay?
Yeah.
And then we're also going to come in here and build an e-alert so they start getting results.
Okay.
Now, we don't have to build our own because why? Boom, we've got history here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to come in here and hit system e-alert. Well, this says there's not enough. Okay, I don't know why. 5 should be enough. But if they've looked at properties, typically you can build a system alert just by clicking that and then just personalizing the frequency or personalizing the name of the subject of the email.
It might just because I just looked at land. So there's
It could be, and there's just not enough.
Yeah.
But what you can do is just come in here and click blank alert and then just build it based on that criteria.
Okay.
Just like we did with the direct lead that you added.
Right.
So now what's going to happen next? We're going to pretend that this isn't a hot lead. Okay. Remember? So we're going to just delete that because we're pretending they're qualified. So we're going to refresh and see what happens. In just a few minutes, once this starts, it's going to send out that email that we talked about. And it's also going to give you a to-do as a reminder to build the search.
Okay.
And that'll start getting you rolling. And then the qualify plan, which we'll talk a little bit more about later, will start to populate to-dos here automatically.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions about that?
No. And it just, so once you build that e-alert, that critical create an e-alert form will go away.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. And then your to-do list will start coming up on this client, but you can also go up to the top and use the check to see your to-dos, past due today, upcoming. Okay.
Up here. Correct. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Good stuff. I'm going to pause this.